Oh my God, you don't have a Valentine? Oh, would you like to know why? Because men yearn. Where the are the yearners? I need a yearner. I need you to need me like oxygen. I need you to be like, oh baby, I can't even breathe, baby. Like, I need you to need me bad. Because I need you bad. I'm a yearner. I don't ask for something that I'm not going to give you. I'm a yearner. I'm a real yearner. I'm proud of it. But where the are y'all at? I'm looking.
One man's flirt, depending on how he looks and presents, is another man's harassment.
Yes, yes.
And we are not doing a good job as women being able to explain why it's harassment versus being an attractive opportunity. Men are frustrated. Men are not understanding what is the difference and why am I a threat if I'm being kind to you. So because of your behavior, women, I am now going to pull back my finances and resources. I'm now going to reduce my presence. I'm going to reduce my intentions, my efforts, because I don't want what my intentions are in terms of creating connection with you to be misconstrued as harassment because you don't like how I look. I'm not your type.
No. Ooh. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Ladies, look, it actually does make sense because that man is already thinking that he wants another piece of toast. So he's not going to put that dirty knife in the dishwasher and then have to dirty another knife. That would be a waste.
If you're a black man and you're 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and you're not married to a black woman, go ahead and go get you a foreigner. Because these black women, majority of them, they don't like black men anymore. A hard-working black man is not respected in America anymore. The only men that are qualified to date a majority of these black women is Jesus himself. They don't appreciate a hard-working black man anymore. Give them a Bible, give them a rose, give them a bottle of wine, and that's what they're content with. Because these other races of men don't want them anyway, because they talk too much. Go ahead and go get you a nice little Vietnamese or Cambo or whatever that's going to be quiet, full, cook, clean. She just say when, how, why.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Women will say, I want a traditional man. I want a traditional man with traditional values. But you want that traditional man to not want a traditional woman because you want to still get to be a feminist. And you want him to like that about you. You want him to be a traditional, God-loving man who provides and protects, who's masculine, who's gentlemanly, but you want that guy to want a boss babe and to embrace the boss babe in you and to embrace your career ambition and to embrace the very thing about your life, that career that takes you away from those children and puts those kids with a nanny or an au pair, best case scenario, and worst case scenario, daycare. That's not a traditional man. That's not what they want. It doesn't work that way. You want a traditional man? Then you got to be a traditional woman.
I just saw a video of a girl saying something along the lines of her boyfriend worked like 12, 13 hours, said he was too tired to like stop and pick up food on the way home. Been there, done that. And so she was like, I'm cooking him and taking him dinner. The very first comment when I opened up that comment section, and what does he do for you, sis? Okay. I'm going to talk in a very broad sense. In this generation, it's all about me, me, me. I. What do I get? What do I want? Since when did it leave everybody's brain that a relationship was supposed to be a partnership? When did that leave? Common sense has left the building. And everybody, me. What does he do for me? What does she do for me? What do I get out of this? What am I going to get? I'm not going to be in a relationship until I get everything that I need.
Your bills are a package deal. What do you bring to the table? So he's supposed to act like but you won't cook or clean for him? Because that would be like you being his mom. Half this stuff you don't even need. And just think about it from a man's perspective for a minute. What man would agree to pay for all these things? Especially if you're demanding it from the first date. Because that just tells that man that you're genuinely not there to get to know him. That the only thing you care about is getting your bills paid. A good man doesn't want to just be seen as a walking wallet.
And man, you know how you you have so many women out here that are just weird. They're just weird. Oh, there's no reason to approach me. There's no reason to be around me except to just have normal human interaction. There's so many women that complain about men not approaching, and men, not even for approaching, not even for dating purposes, but to just be social, man. I don't want to talk to women all the time. I want to talk to some guys. I want to see what they're up to. Well, whenever you guys talk sideways, whenever you guys talk crazy, what are you expecting a man to do? What do you think a man is going to be doing? You think a man is going to be walking up to you if you're not friendly? I mean, guys, come on, man. It's not rocket science.
If your man has to beg for affection, something is deeply off. He shouldn't have to chase you around the house just to get a kiss. He shouldn't feel like he's annoying you just to be touched. He's your husband, not a side character you can barely tolerate. You say you love him, but when was the last time you showed him, without words? Without him asking. And no, I'm not talking about packing his lunch. I'm talking about pulling him close when he walks by, giving him that look that says, I still want you. Because if he's showing up, working hard, staying loyal, being a solid man, why should he feel like he's starving for your attention? Flirt, touch, initiate. Desire is not some extra bonus in marriage. It's the glue that keeps everything from falling apart. And when a husband feels ignored long enough, he stops asking. He stops reaching for you. He builds walls instead of bridges. He starts wondering if he's even wanted anymore. And that's how emotional distance begins, quietly but dangerously. Eventually, the man who once craved your affection forgets how to ask for it. If you want to deepen your connection with your spouse and start building a marriage full of love and understanding, I've put together powerful guides that can help you. You'll find it in my bio.
I always say this to guys too, like being financially stable is really important. Being financially stable is a desirable trait for a woman to look at you and see you that way, but she can't be there for the money. She can't be there for the money. She's got to be there for you. And that money is a bonus. And if that money wasn't there at all, she would be there anyway, which is why I love when you see relationships where they get together and the guy doesn't have a lot of money. He's working hard. He's a hard worker. He is still paying the bills. He's doing his job as a man, but he's not loaded. And then he acquires that money. And those relationships work a lot of times because she wasn't there for that. She was there for you. And then that came.
After you actually lose a good man, let me tell you the aftermath. Before you choose to lose this good man, you will try to find a man equivalent to the man you're with. And you will think that you could find better. But when you actually put yourself out there, you'll realize that there is no man left right now. And every man will try to use you for a certain thing. And you will look for that man that you left in other men. You will regret that man to the core because you'll realize that there is no good people out there and nobody loved you as much as that man loved you. And after that, you will try to go back to that good man, only to realize that that good man doesn't want you. And he actually found a good girl. If you have someone good in your life, cherish them. Don't think you could replace them.
Most women end up a reflection of their mother. Mama was a single mother. Mama was wild when she was young. Mama couldn't make it work with numerous men. And women like these mothers are the majority. Why do you think young people have the dating scene that they have now? Because most of society was raised by dysfunctional mothers. Ladies, if you left a good man to go live like a hot girl, that's probably what your mother was thinking when she was your age, and she wasn't willing to listen to nobody either. Y'all gonna end up like that 38-year-old eligible bachelorette preaching the gospel, all to end up getting backlash from the same women you trying to save.
No one talks about divorcing a good guy. I've been divorced twice, both of which were my decision, and neither one of them were me or cheating on me. That doesn't mean there wasn't a pile of other reasons as to why we couldn't maintain a healthy relationship. You deserve to be happy. And I'm proud of you for taking responsibility for your happiness and doing something about it. So stop beating yourself up.
The reason why nobody's talking about divorcing the good guy is because they know how it makes them look and they oftentimes live to regret it. And the bottom line is that it is extremely disappointing for men to hear stories like this because it tells them that they could be an amazing man, but this is how they could still end up. the woman that they love and that they said vows to and that she said vows back to him could just decide she's not happy and she leaves him. Ladies, what so many men would love for you to understand is that they don't do that to you. Men do not leave good women simply because they aren't happy. Because most men understand that if they are not happy and yet they have a good woman, it is a him problem. A lot of women, unfortunately, do not think the same way when it comes to their own happiness because they put it on the man to make them happy. These are women that will be in the cycle of finding a new man and being happy for a short amount of time, but then eventually, over time, they become unhappy because they're unhappy with themselves. So for you men listening, my biggest piece of advice is to make sure that you're with a woman that is naturally happy with herself. Trust me.
You know, once again, you hear a lot of these modern women upset about men not approaching. But you have to realize you continue to tell men to leave you alone. You continue to tell men you don't want them to approach. You continue to say rather emphatically, I don't want men around. Not only do I not want men to approach me romantically, I don't even want to be friends with them. As a matter of fact, I don't even want men around. I don't want men to be around me at all. And at that point, what do you think is going to happen? What are you thinking? How do you think that they're going to respond? That's what we're going to talk about here. That's the thing we got to get to. Modern women not really understanding that their words actually mean something. You pop off at the mouth. What are you expecting a man to do?
Oh, how very charming. And thanks, by the way, for those generalizations. I'm sure they really help in making a point. But since one is of the opinion that myself and a lot of other women that happen to share my particular skin tone are the most confused on this particular subject, and one obviously considers oneself to be an expert here, perhaps one would be so good as to educate the rest of us as to what criteria a person has to meet in order to be able to wear a particular costume. For instance, if someone wants to dress up as Merida from Brave, first of all, do they have to be a female? Secondly, do they have to have Scottish ancestry? Or what about if they want to be a Greek god or goddess? Do they have to have Greek ancestry to be able to wear that particular costume? Would that be cultural appropriation? Or what if they want to be a Viking? Do they have to have Norse ancestry in order to be able to wear that costume? Does one see how silly this actually sounds? It's Halloween. Let people wear what they want. Stop being the costume police and trying to tell everyone what they should wear based on what their particular ancestry or their skin color happens to be. Seriously.
Up with this goof cap of what he won't do, the next man will. As a 38-year-old eligible bachelorette, I could tell you right now, the next man probably won't. You're getting worse from him. But something that I really want to discuss with y'all, and this is going to catch me smoke, but you can't cancel reality. The playing field is not level. There are more good single women than there are good single men. And the reality is what you won't do, the next actually will. There are good women with good and good credit and good manners, thirsty as to come scoop up a man who will go 50% on the bills and come home at night to play his little game. You feel me? You're so worried about aesthetics and keeping up with the Joneses and what so-and-so did on Instagram. You feel like your man ain't putting on for you. Let me tell you something. A good man is a man who comes home every night. It's a man who listens and communicates to you. It's a man who doesn't cheat. It's a man who pays bills and shows up for the children and fixes things where he can. That's a good.
Right. That's pretty much the reality of it. I'm not really sure, but it sounds like she could be speaking from experience. Maybe she ended up leaving a good guy believing she could do better, only to find out he wasn't replaceable. It's really sad that most women have to go through this type of experience to wake up, because most women over 40 are getting divorced after they lose the ability to really secure a good man for themselves because they're actually leaving the good man. The only thing that's going to happen now is that they're going to get back into the dating scene and realize that it's not for them. Their time has come and gone. Sadly, they'll just be dealing with guys that's not taking them for anything serious. It's just for fun.
For sex.
Flexing my fingers all the time. I try to capture every moment.
The feminazis were very angry in this comment section. We're not going to start with them though. Let's start with this one. A girl who agrees and learned a valuable lesson. I wish I was raised to choose the right partner. Instead, I'm still undoing all of the trauma responses from being an independent woman. But then just below, men will not be the center of my daughter's life, which I don't think that's what this was saying, but go on. This one was one of my favorite though. Addiction's never a good thing, even when it comes to wonderful people to depend on. I mean, we could go on and on for days. There's some wild ones in there. Whether we like it or not, we crave relationship. It is in all of us unless you're a psychopath. We need each other. Men need men, women need women, and men need women, and vice versa. The problem is there's all of these hurt people that are teaching others to play it safe, to avoid men, to avoid women, to avoid marriage because of the terrible experiences that they had. But the fact of the matter it is, for 99% of you, you're responsible for what happened to. Whether he cheated on you or she divorced you or whatever, you chose that person. And maybe you had many years to figure out how to be in a relationship with that person. And as men, whether we like it or not, we are the head coach, the general manager, and the star player of that relationship. You got to choose her. You got to lead and lay out the game plan for what your life is going to look like. And then you get to execute on that game plan. And unfortunately, nobody is teaching men or women how to do this successfully. And most of us were raised by parents who were divorced, or at the very least had a pretty terrible relationship. And we're just passing down curses to our children. Because if you do not break this curse, that's all that happens. Whether it's the curse of poverty, of divorce, of addiction, whatever it is. If you don't stand up and fight and take responsibility for your life and end that curse, it will continue to get passed on generation after generation after generation. And I'm sure you've all seen examples of this or are experiencing it right now.
You know, I guess, you know, it'd be good to be clear about a lot of this stuff, right? I don't think it's necessarily all women that do this, but it is about your attitude, right? It is about your mindset. This pervasive mindset that I think has become way too common, right? Obviously, like I said, there are good women out there, solid women, but it's just the attitude that a lot of modern women carry. It's the entitlement, the lack of accountability. Just thinking that you're the greatest of all time. That's the problem. And men are tired of running into this sort of attitude and entitlement. Oh, he's intimidated by me. No, he's intimidated by that attitude, by your energy, by the chaos that you're about to bring into his life.
Just remember, she knows how to keep the peace just long enough to get what she wants out of you. So when she's all lovey, when she's sending you cute text messages, when she's answering back fast, when she's being accommodating and matching your schedule if it's a co-parenting situation, when she's being hypersexual and she's throwing herself at you and she's making all of these things work out for you and she's being nice to you and she's keeping the peace for a long period of time so she can get what she wants out of you, just remember that is a choice. The same way that she makes a choice to yell at you, be disrespectful, manipulate you, cheat on you. When she's angry, she makes a choice to treat you that way. The same way she makes a choice to not be intimate with you, the same way she decides to gaslight you, the same way that she decides to ignore your text or have girls' nights and ignore you all night. Those are all choices to manipulate you, control you, and to eventually get her way through poor behavior, the same way she thinks that keeping the peace will get her what she wants. Because if it's not a choice to be mad, angry, upset, and it's all hormonal and she's got all of these excuses why she treats you like, then why is she able to turn it on and off when she needs something or wants something? If she's able to control her emotions when she wants something, then she can also control her emotions with the way that she talks to you, the way she treats you, and you don't need to tolerate that disrespect. Okay, bye.
You know, a lot of times for modern women, what really what really hurts them is that men, a lot of times, as modern women see it, men will choose the boring woman. Men will choose the regular woman, the woman that might not be all that in your eyes, right? But he's happy with her. She might not wear a lot of makeup. She might not dress the flashiest and most fashionable, but that woman is good to him, and she's peaceful, and she helps him in the same way that he helps her. And so a lot of times now, men are choosing calm over chaos. They're choosing a life of drama-free, headache-free, everlasting peace, right? So you can sit up there and talk about how they should get him. Why couldn't I? She's easy. He's intimidated by me, and she's going to put up with his BS. And really, that's a coping mechanism. You're just a loser. You're just a loser.
What do you think?
Disgusting. Any girl with any decency would never walk in the street with a man.
Good men disappeared when these women disappeared. I'm so tired of hearing women ask, where'd all the good men go? Why is no man chivalrous anymore? This is why. Because you don't share these women's mentality. You understand the reason why men went to war back in the day wasn't just because of the draft, but because the women that they married were virgins. Did you know during this time that 85% of married women were virgins at marriage? Did you know that that percentage is now 5%? Today, if you married a woman, it means you cherish that woman because no other man has ever touched her. No other man has ever been with her. She is obedient. She is submissive. She makes your life easy. She does the things you don't want to do. And your job in return is to take care of her and protect her. But if you're wondering why men don't take care of you, protect you, or provide for you, then you have to ask yourself, are you giving them the authority to? Because men, 9 times out of 10, only take care of something that's theirs. But we're in a society now where women feel we're not property. Even if we're in a relationship, we should be able to do what we want and act how we want and dress how we want. Well, that's cool and all, but you can't act surprised when men no longer treat you the way they used to because you're not the woman that they used to treat that way. You got 2 options. A man who doesn't give a about anything you do, and you can go out and act however you want. But he's probably going to be a bum. He's probably going to be cheating on you. He's probably going to have other things going on. Or you can choose to be obedient and submissive and have a good man that provides everything for you. But what you can't have is a person who's going to provide everything for you, but also be allowed to do whatever the you feel like. All right, the people who have the morals and the mindset of, I want to take care of my woman. I never want my woman having to lift a finger to do anything. I know my role as a man, take out the trash, go to work, provide for her, and make sure that she's satisfied and satiated. Then you have to do your part to have a man like that. You have to have the personality a man like that wants. A man doesn't want to have to go to work for 40 plus hours a week and come home to still help you with chores because you wanted to scroll on TikTok all day. A man shouldn't have to still come home and cook for himself after he provided all of the groceries that are sitting inside of the fridge. A man shouldn't have to do your because you're incapable of even doing the bare minimum. If you want to be able to do whatever you want without any roles or anything like that, then you have to accept the fact you will only ever date weak men who will never be able to give you what you want from a man. And if you want a man that does everything you expect, you have to be obedient and submissive.
Good Lord, ladies. How many times do we have to tell you? How many times do we have to answer this question? Now, once again, I'm going to go ahead and answer it, but let me preface what I'm about to say by saying that, in general, men would love to be in happy, healthy, stable relationships with y'all. But the odds of that happening? Well, ladies, for men these days, they're about the same as one of your half-dozen cats apologizing for knocking something off the counter. 0, but with attitude. Which is the reason men don't want relationships anymore. That's why they're not dating or even wanting to be around you anymore. Because ladies, Men now know that there's no benefit to being in a relationship with you anymore. Like literally none. But there is one of a lot of risk. The risk of losing everything in a divorce, or our freedom after you call the police and accuse us of doing something heinous because you're mad at us for some silly little thing we did and want to teach us a lesson. Or the risk that you'll run to social media and destroy our reputation to get validation, clicks, and likes from all the other girlies, as so many of you do every single day on social media. But hey, we're open-minded. So on behalf of the guys, I'm going to give you the chance to prove us wrong. I challenge y'all to come up with just one benefit to being in a relationship with you these days. Oh, and since we've already heard most of them, let's eliminate some of the typical ones you use right off the bat. Like, for example, saying you're going to cook for us and provide a good home. Because in most cases, you won't. And if you do, the next day, you'll be posting a video screaming about how we never help you out and we expect you to do everything. Not to mention the fact, and I know this is going to blow your minds, but men, we can actually do those things too, and in many cases are much better at it than you. So that's not a benefit. And that long list of financial stuff, you know, your career, your income, you owning a house, those are the things that women want from men. Not the other way around. So don't waste your breath with that one. The fact of the matter is we can and do provide, not just for ourselves, but everyone else around us. So those things that you provide that you think are really worth something aren't really worth much at all to men. And as to your argument that you'll be there to support us, to be our rock and be our partner, please. Every sane man walking this planet knows that's complete and utter. Oh, I know y'all believe you do those things, but as men, we've had it happen time and time again to us where we dared to make ourselves vulnerable, to open up to you. Let's just say almost every single time, it's come back to bite us in the ass. Y'all have made it completely unsafe to open up to you because we men know you're far, far more likely to twist whatever we say around and make it about you, or that you'll weaponize it against us, not just now, but for years, decades even to come. And despite your claims to the contrary, it's not that uncommon anymore that you'll dump us for not being manly enough. Oh, and as I mentioned earlier, there's that risk that you'll make videos on social media mocking us and making fun of us for opening up to you, all while claiming you care and love us. So that support, that caring, that love, well, that's about as real as your claim you're just friends with your ex. Straight up comedy material. And to the millions and millions of you who are going to say, well, I bring my presence. Sorry, ladies, but that presence is worth about as much to men as that dollar store tie I got one time at one of those Secret Santa exchanges at work. But as I said, we're going to be open-minded here. So here's your chance, ladies. Tell us, men, just what it is that you're actually bringing to the table here in 2025. And then let the men let you know what they think of it. And when they do, and I know this will be hard, dare I say impossible for most of you, but for once be open-minded and actually listen to them. Listen to what the men have to say and what they think. Because if you do, you might just get the answer to that question you all keep asking, which is, where did all the good men go, and why can't I find one?
See a lot of these women confused about why men don't approach anymore. But I don't think they ever really stop to ask themselves, why would a man approach? Right? You can walk up to a woman trying to be respectful, and they start rolling their eyes. They immediately start with the BS. They immediately start with the attitude and all of that stuff. Right? Might pull my phone out and start recording. A lot of times, these modern women will in a very sneaky way pull their phone out for no reason, really, honestly and truly. I can see if he was feeling unsafe, but they'll kind of sneakily slide their phone out and, you know, kind of leave it by their under the table or whatever, and just be recording the whole interaction, just watching a documentary where they really weren't supposed to be filming something, but they, you know, obviously women don't really listen. And in that scenario, I'm not really mad at it because there was some shady stuff going on. But a lot of modern women just record because they want to post and disrespect you. Like they want to clown you and stuff like that. And in those situations and scenarios, men are like, why would I sit up here and allow this? Why would I sit up here and allow this to happen to me? Why would I be a part of this? Most men are saying, no, I'm okay. You know, a lot of these modern women, they're upset because now men are, it used to kind of be unintentional. I was just, I wasn't really paying attention. And women would get ignored. But now men are ignoring women on purpose, and it's throwing women off because how can I get dressed up like this? How can I put this type of makeup on and spend hours on this makeup, this dress? I'm dressed down to the nines. Obviously, a lot of these modern women are talking about, oh, well, you know, I go outside and I see just baddies. Oh, just beautiful, fine, gorgeous women, but I don't see any good-looking men. And men still didn't approach. I'm thinking of that video that I think Sarah Eaton reviewed. She was kind of, you know, reacting to it, where a woman was upset. She had a little cute outfit on, right? Hair was done cute, but just having like a little fit right there in her room, talking about, man, I look like this and men don't approach. I look like this and I still get ignored. It's because y'all have a bad attitude. You have a bad attitude. You're not pleasant to be around. Not even. Talk about dating. I was talking to my wife about this, and she was saying, well, you know, I understand that a lot of women aren't feminine anymore. They're not friendly. They and all this other stuff. I said, we can't even get there. we can't even get there. Right? I think we were discussing, Ivan Preach, we're talking about Diary of a CEO and Incel, and the woman was reviewing one of his episodes, Diary of a CEO, and she was reviewing it, and then I think the man said something, and she just started going off about how men were to blame, and then Ivan Preach were like, how is that a man's fault? Exactly. It wasn't. It wasn't his fault. and that's what's happening. And I know it seems like I'm going everywhere, but it's just so many examples of modern women. You're getting ignored because of your bad attitude. She's sitting up there going off on men, and men, it ain't got nothing to do with me. If I got to deal with an attitude like that, if you react like that, I already know you're chaotic. I already know you're going to bring the drama. I already know you're not a good person. I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to ignore you. You don't even have to worry about being feminine. You don't even have to worry about being a girl, a woman with a soft touch, a woman that could use her words to maneuver a man. You can't. You are not a good person in the first place. We haven't even gotten to you being a woman. You're not a good person in the first place. The base level, you're not even a good, decent human being. That's where it's messed up at. Be a good person first, and then we'll talk about you and your role as a woman, what a woman does.